Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Big Papa V, and I am back with another video. So for today we are going to be filming a girls talk, as you can see by the title. And honestly, this is going to be the most informative girl talk that you've ever seen online. So get your popcorn, get your drinks ready, because it's going down in the comment section in this video. So be sure to comment, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, we're gonna get into it right now. So what is going on today? We are talking about, just a regular girls talk. And honestly, I have 10 subjects here that I wrote down on this piece of paper, front and back, and we're just going to be discussing some very important topics that every girl should know. Honestly, not every girl, because some girls are very young, but the ones who are old enough, in their 20s at least, or teenagers already, those are the people I'm going to be talking to, and also the younger kids too. If you want to click on this video and get some information, that's all you gotta do. It's gonna be very easy. And yeah, so I'm gonna finish talking now. And yeah, first subject. Okay, so first subject is self-pleasure. So flicking the bean is one of them. You can use a dildo, you can use bunny ears, you can use a vibrator, anything you want to use. That is how you pleasure yourself. It's like having sex with yourself. If you're using only your fingers and you got the DJ booth getting it on, then girl, that is everything that you should be doing. You're doing it right. As long as stimulate yourself correctly, then you are good to go, sister. You are good to go. Because I don't know, I like using a dildo, but I don't know, sometimes when I don't have it, which is like right now, I don't have mine right now because it's in the storage, but I don't really do this very often, but I like just rub the clitoris, and yeah, that's basically how you do it. You can have a dildo, you can have bunny ears, you can have a vibrator, you can have whatever you want. And yeah, that's basically the keys to self-pleasure. All right, next topic. Next what, mommy? What? Gosh, my mom is looking at me. She's very nosy. I know I should have done this outside, but I'm going to do this in here. Mommy, stop looking at me. She's so crazy. But next topic is situationships. Okay, so I've had a couple of these. I've only had like two of them. One was very serious and the other one was very long distance, so that's why they could never go past that level. And even though I was kind of sad about the second one, because I really like the guy, I'm not gonna drop no names, but his name does start with a J. I do appreciate him very much for having me as long as he did, because he didn't have to have me. But the way that it ended, it just really broke my heart, honestly. If you're watching this, just know that you broke my heart. And yeah, it's the situationships is like the talking stage, but harder, because you guys are more serious about each other in that step in situationships. And it's kind of toxic, honestly, because you both are wasting each other's time by not saying how you guys feel. Because if you want to be with each other, just say that. Because situationships is like a relationship, just not as serious. Because, you guys haven't told each other how you feel. So that's the only way that I'm going to say situations are. And I've had kind of a toxic version of it, because honestly, they were both Scorpios. That should explain everything. But yeah, okay, that's really it, honestly. And the next topic is How to say no. Now this one I struggle with myself. I have had a very hard time being able to say no, because with my first time having sex, and also just an experience that I had when I said no, he didn't listen. So I guess you just have to be very upfront. If you're not upfront with who you're like with, then you already know that you're not gonna be happy, because if you say no and they don't listen, that's one red flag. If you don't know how to say no, then that's another red flag, because we don't need situations where you're feeling kind of corrupt and like down about something because it didn't go the way that you wanted it to. I have experienced this plenty of times, and as I said, I struggle with it, so I'm putting this out there so people can know. Just be upfront with your partner. If you're not being upfront, then they're gonna take advantage of you. They're gonna take advantage of you, and you know that is the worst feeling, when you get taken advantage of, and you know, you just like, damn, I really could have just said no and this wouldn't have happened. But a lot of people don't get that. It's like when you're having sex, right, and it starts to hurt or something, or it's your first time and you kind of don't want it to go as far as like third base. So you have an obligation to be upfront with who you're with and telling them, hey, I kind of don't want to go that far. Maybe we should stop here. This is not what my intentions at all. So if you can say that, and you can say those words pretty perfectly, then you're straight, honestly. Anyone who disrespects you because of that, or doesn't listen to you, that is a red flag. You should leave that situation immediately, because trust me, it's just the worst feeling when you feel like you failed yourself because you could not say no to someone else. And if they don't listen, just cut them off. You don't need people like that in your life, period. Yeah. So yeah, it's very toxic to not listen to someone. So yeah, cut them off and you're good. Okay, so next, you have losing your virginity. Losing your virginity. Now, I know this is a very soft subject for some people, because it was a soft subject for me, because when I lost my virginity, it was so out of the blue. I did not know that was gonna happen. It was like, dang, I'm over here being nice for no reason, when I could have just like been like, oh no, this is too early, maybe we shouldn't do this, and I could have just been straight up with the dude. But I thought I was obligated to give him pleasure, so I was like, okay, maybe we can do this. But it was in the spurt of the moment. So if that happens to you guys, and I know it happens to a lot of people, make sure you tell your partner or whoever you're with, because might not be that serious as your partner, but make sure you tell them that you don't want to go as far. Like, you losing your virginity is so important, because it's like that's gonna be the person who you're gonna be known for having lost your virginity. And I know some people lose their virginity to someone, and then they start getting like heart eyes for that person because they were their first person. And yeah, that happened to me too, but I'm telling you, the love came after. I don't even know if he loved me, but I kind of fell for him, because it's like, dude, I gave you my virginity. You're not going to be at least more appropriate, like trying to be with me or something? But I was stupid for even thinking that. So if you are going to lose your virginity, lose it to someone that you love. And trust me, you will feel so much better about the decision you made, because that person, if you love them, and if you guys love each other, it will be very easy. Everything will just flow. But if you give your virginity to someone, make sure that you tell them that, hey, I don't want to lose it in this certain way, or maybe we shouldn't do this too early, or maybe we can just talk instead of, you know, getting into it. Because demon time is a time that a lot of people, I guess, love, but not really a time where if you're like feeling like it's too early, then you should not do it. Honestly, I feel like it was too early, and honestly, I'm not gonna get into too much into details, but I was too young, and the guy was way older. Not that much older, like 3 years older, but it was like I was still underage and he was overage. So I don't know if you want to lose it to someone who's your age, or because I guess you guys have like the same amount of experience, or if not, I guess that's still cool or whatever. But if you lose it to someone you love, that's way better, and try to exceed your expectations, because if you don't want to do it in a car, you don't have to do it in a car. If you want to go to a hotel, go to a hotel. And yeah, that's the best way to lose your virginity. As long as you are okay with your settings and who you're doing it with, and as long as you're making sure that you're comfortable in the situation, then losing your virginity should be easy. As long as those 3 things are thought about in your way. Yeah, but that's it. Next topic is how to be confident. Now, this is a subject that I'm very good with, because I have a lot of self-confidence. Honestly, I know I have gained a little weight, but I still love myself. I still really do love myself. So I know that I have a great personality, and that's one thing that people love about me. And second, it's like the unconditional love that I have for myself is very like full. I'm very full of myself most of the time. And I mean, just putting myself first is something that I used to struggle with, but now that I'm older, I have passed the self-confidence test with flying colors. Because honestly, if you don't have self-confidence, that means that you can't be with someone if you don't have self-confidence, because you have to love yourself before someone else can love you. And I've heard that so many times, and I'm only just now realizing what that meant. So if you're in a relationship and you're like putting all your energy into someone, make sure that they know that this is because you already love yourself, and that you take care of yourself, so you just want to take care of someone else. That's all you have to really think about. So yeah, love yourself unconditionally. Something that you can do is saying affirmations like, I'm beautiful, I'm strong, I'm a wonderful person. And you will eventually understand and know that those are really true about yourself. So don't ever doubt yourself, basically, because the tongue is mighty powerful. So if you're saying affirmations on a regular and you finally get that self-confidence, you're going to be so much happier, because the love starts with yourself. If you can't love yourself, then how are you going to love someone else? Pretty much. Next, I have body count. Now, this is a soft subject for a lot of people. It's a soft subject for me too, but I'm not going to really get into mine. But when I say body count, I mean like whole phases. If you've had a whole phase and you were having sex with a bunch of people at a time, not like a bunch of people, but like you're having sex with more people than you really should, then that's a whole phase, and your body count will suffer because of that. I know it's not really that important to most people, but to me, I feel like ever since I stopped my whole phase, yes, I did have a whole phase, but ever since I stopped, I've been feeling like so much better about myself, because I've been celibate for almost 11 months now. And honestly, it's kind of serious to the point where I stopped for myself. It was like I stopped because I felt like I was doing too much. So if you want to take this advice, do not have a whole phase, because you'll feel like people aren't enjoying your sex that much, because as a woman, we have holes in our bodies, and those holes can be filled with whatever you want. Just make sure that you're doing it appropriately, because people judge. I'm telling you, people judge so bad. And you don't want to be judged for the rest of your life because you decided to be a hoe at some point, and you have a body count over 30 and you're only 20 years old. It's like, no, honey, that is not how it is, because niggas will talk so bad about you if your vagina is trash. So I've experienced like over 30, probably. This is what I do. If your body count is over your age, then that means you're a thought. You should not be having sex that much. Like, if your body count is over your age, then you should not be having sex that much. I'm telling you, it sounds kind of weird, but people will talk so much shit, and you don't want that, because you want to be known as that bitch, and that bitch can't be having people talking behind her back, talking about having niggas talk behind her back, talking about some, she got trash pussy. Like, no, keep it cute, ladies, and I promise you, you will feel better about yourself if you know that you haven't been hoeing around, because people will call you a hoe and you will feel that shit. I'm telling you that now. Unless you're a lesbian, because if you're doing girl on girl actions, you can't really call that a body, because you haven't had sex with a nigga. So only penises can make you looser. Only that. So yeah. Next topic is feminine hygiene. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I have struggled with this one, because, not really struggling, but I've like gone through a lot of products. I've used Summer's Eve, I used like Dove, I've used the Walmart brand I've used Equate, and that's the one that I'm on right now. And I'm telling you, it's not that bad, but as long as you get the right one for you, all of them are pH balanced. The Summer's Eve is also pH balanced. I don't know about the Dove, but I think it's pH balanced. So yeah, if you want to like use something like Honey Pot is a really good product. My sister has it and she let me use it one time, and I'm telling you, my vagina smelled like roses, and it was like, dang, that's really good product, and it's not harmful to yourself, it's not harmful to your vagina. So as long as you're using the right products, and I'm telling you, when you wash your vagina, my sister told me to use my hand, but I felt like my vagina wasn't getting that good clean, so I used one rag, a different rag from what I used on my body. And yeah, I used one rag, and that rag is just for my vagina. So yeah, if you want to do something like that and just use like a small amount of like soap, whatever soap that you have, whether it's Summer's Eve or Equate or Dove, just put a small amount of soap on a rag and then wash it for like a minute and 30 seconds, and you'll be good for the rest of the day. I'm telling you, it works wonders if you do it like that. Okay, next subject I have is shaving. Shaving is a soft subject for me. I know a lot of these are soft subjects for me, but shaving is very hard for some people because their hair is very coarse, and it's like when you're shaving, you take a long time to shave because your hair is just so thick, especially my hair. My hair is 4B, and it speaks to my vagina. So when I shave, I try to go in the way. Well, actually, when I was younger, I was doing this so much that I didn't realize that was why I was having razor bumps. But try to shave in the way of your hair, because if you do that, you won't have as many razor bumps. And also, something that I used to do, well, something that I still do because I hate shaving myself, I pluck. Since you can't really see the bottom, like the opening of your vagina, I usually just shave around my vagina, but the part, like, I don't know, the part, what is that even called? Like this part, I mean, not the actual vagina. Just pluck that, and then you'll feel so much better, because you won't have any razor bumps, and your vagina won't change colors. If you shave a lot, then I know your vagina is probably darker than your own skin tone. So plucking is a very good way to go around that, because once I started plucking, I like did it constantly because I didn't want to have razor bumps. So I was like, this is my only other option, because who the hell wants razor bumps? I'm not gonna lie, I'm one of those people who itches. If it itches, I'm going to itch. So I pluck instead of shaving, and yeah, it's been working pretty good for me. I keep a lot of hair down there because I honestly I feel like if you don't shave a lot, then your vagina won't change colors. In my vagina, you can use stuff like apple cider vinegar to make it change back to its color, but I don't really want to do that. I just pluck and I get it over with. So yeah, if you're gonna use a razor, shave in the way of the hair. And if you're gonna pluck, make sure that you still shave the opening around the vagina. And then for the part that I showed you guys, just pluck that part, and then you'll be fine. I know the hair around the vagina will grow back faster, but if you keep doing it, then it shouldn't be that bad. That's all I know. Okay, next is toxic relationships. Toxic relationships. I had to say that again because a lot of people on here probably love toxicity, and that's toxic in itself. Like, you cannot be being toxic to people and expecting them to be nice to you, because toxic is not a good thing. In my opinion, it's really not a good thing, because I have been called toxic before, and honestly, if those people really thought I was toxic, they would not be messing with me. But I guess people just love being toxic, that they don't care what other people say, and basically they become toxic themselves because they hang around so many people who are toxic. They start to develop toxic traits themselves. So when I say toxic relationships, stay out of them, because you will feel worse about yourself if you're with a toxic partner, because toxic people, they break people down. They don't admit when they're wrong. They like do a whole bunch of shit that it's just not right. It is just not right, because when I've been in a toxic relationship, and honestly, I gave him so many chances because I loved him. But honestly, if you're with someone who's toxic, they don't love you for real. They're just playing with your mind. And when I tell you stay out of them, I really mean it. I'm just trying to be a good sister to y'all, because it's not good. It's not good to be in toxic relationships. And a lot of people crave toxicity because they are broken themselves. So if you ever get in a toxic relationship and you find out that your partner is toxic, just talk to them. Try to talk to them first, because if you love your partner, you will try to work things out. But toxic people aren't like that. So they manipulate people, and they make people feel worse about themselves. So when I say get out of them, get out, and fast. Okay, last but not least, we have periods. Period poo. So this topic is very inclusive, I should say, because a lot of people, well, women have their periods, and every woman has their period, whether they like it or not. I got mine when I was in 6th grade, and honestly, I've been using pads ever since. I'm 21 now, and I have been using pads ever since I started my period. I got this trait from my mom, because she's the one who told me to use pads, and I've been using them ever since. The only reason I would wear a tampon is if I go swimming, and I have done that a couple times. It works really good, tampons, but I don't use tampons on a regular. So yeah, if you have your period and you're very young, just choose which one you like best. I'd say if you're young, use pads, but if you're older, you can use tampons, because my sister said even though it's not a penis, it can still be weird for you if you have tampons in and you're young. Because if you're not experienced in sex, do not use tampons. That's what I've been told. So I'm passing that information down to y'all, because tampons are really weird. It's like you can stick it up there, but if you've never had sex before, it's gonna kind of hurt. So just make sure that you guys are using pads when you're young, and then when you get older, go have at it with them tampons. But yeah, that is the last subject. And yeah, I guess this is the end of the girl talk. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys want another girls talk, comment down below and I'll do one with many more topics, probably 15 the next time. And yeah, I'll probably give you guys a story time about my first time. And yeah, we can get into this stuff. So like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. Turn on my post notifications if you haven't already, so you can know when I upload. And yeah, it's gonna be your girl Big Papa V, and I'm out.